When was the last time you misspoke? We do it all the time. Most of the time it's no big deal, right? But how about when it really counts? You want a simple solution to make sure that it doesn't happen to you? Watch this short video. I'm Bob Wendover. I'm sure you've been in the situation. You're about to have a conversation where the stakes are pretty high, or maybe you need to persuade your boss or your boss's boss of something, or perhaps you need to confront someone you work with, or perhaps a vendor who has let you down in some way. Maybe you need to call a customer who's frustrated or angry about the service they've been receiving. So, you get into the conversation. You thought you were ready, but the words come out differently than what you had anticipated, and now in the process you're getting confused. Maybe you fumble your words, perhaps the other person came back with a response you had not anticipated. You get flustered. Maybe you begin to sweat. You feel like you're failing in the process. You came away from the meeting disappointed as a result. Things went wrong. You missed an opportunity perhaps. Maybe you made matters worse in some cases. And then you were at home that evening, continuing to replay this unfortunate incident in your head. You really thought you were prepared. How did it all go so wrong? Well, the answer? You didn't rehearse. Rehearsing prior to high-stakes meetings or important conversations is essential. Why? Because the tension in your brain between logic and emotion is a big part of the process. We all navigate the world with preconceived notions about what will happen when we act. But the world doesn't know what we're thinking. So when they react differently than what we thought, our emotions, primarily fear of the unknown, begin to take over. And as a result, the brain launches the stressor hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, and all kinds of thoughts, frankly, of all the things that could go wrong. And these drain your energy and make you feel overwhelmed and make you feel unprepared. And all of this can happen in an instant, doesn't it? So, how do you deal with it? Rehearse the situation ahead of time. Consider a conversation you need to have in the coming days, for instance. Something where there might be some discomfort, perhaps, because of the unknown, or you have to persuade your boss, you're uncertain of what the outcome is going to be. Try to anticipate the different ways the other person or people might respond. Formulate responses to these questions or objections just in case. And then rehearse these responses with a friend or a colleague or maybe a trusted partner. Now, when you rehearse out loud in front of others, you will grow in your confidence and be better prepared for the moment. The best decision makers do this and have made a habit of it. You probably don't notice it, but they do. As a result, they're more adept at navigating the unexpected when, not if, it happens. What do you do to anticipate the unexpected when the outcome is uncertain or the situation is uncomfortable? We'd all like to know. Put those ideas in the comments below and make sure to subscribe to this channel for more practical ideas just like these. I'm Bob Wendover.